And I promise I did not set out this week to make an episode so focused on things that are disgusting, but the topics just keep popping up, okay? Anyways, everyone loves their dog if they've got a dog, I'm sure. But this lady ended up in the hospital for days after a dog pooped in her face as she was sleeping. And I feel like once your dog manages to put you in the hospital with its excrement, it might be a little bit difficult to take them on just like a normal walk after that. Every time you look at them, you're just gonna think of your time in the hospital. I almost died because your poop is so toxic. The official headline, Mom left in hospital for days after dog pooed in her face as she slept. I think the word poo just adds insult to injury. Like, pooed is so much worse than pooped in my mind. Oh, the dog just took a little poo and it poisoned her. Next thing you know, she was convulsing on the ground, said something about having a seizure, whatever that means. Man, imagine being in the hospital for days because of dog poop. Like, that's something you would only expect in a book written for, like, little kids, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is a Diary of a Wimpy Kid plotline where he accidentally puts his mom in the hospital because of dog poop somehow. A woman spent 3 days in the hospital after her daughter's dog accidentally did a poo on her face while she was asleep. Amanda Gomo, 51, was taking an afternoon nap with Chihuahua Belle when the pooch became ill and had violent diarrhea. The mom of 3 was asleep with her mouth open? Oh man, top and tailing with Bale when the messy accident occurred and some got in her mouth. She ran to the bathroom to be sick, but later ended up in the hospital with a gastrointestinal infection passed on from the pooch. Being woken up by a dog pooping in your face in general would be on like an unpleasant experience list. That would suck. If somebody told me that story, I would feel pity for them. I would feel bad. But something even worse about it being while you're sleeping with your mouth open, bro. You didn't even get a chance to defend yourself. It's not like you were laying there and it walked up and pooped on your face. You could have moved somehow. No, what are you supposed to do? You're defenseless while you're sleeping. You're just trying to take a quick little power nap. You've been waking up early, trying to get stuff done before the rest of the world wakes up. This dog just comes up and starts pooping on your face, giving you gastrointestinal infections. Does this mean that the dog had a gastrointestinal infection as well? Or is that just what happens when humans eat dog poop? I'm sure we don't do that a whole lot. I don't think this is something we do on the regular, bro. Imagine how disgusting that was. Like, dude, I would have had to brush my teeth so much. I probably would have literally worn my teeth out from the amount of brushing I would have to do if my dog ended up pooping in my mouth. You know that had to be a confusing explanation when they got to the hospital too. They come in, she's like green, she looks on the verge of death. What happened? Oh my goodness. We think she ingested something. What was it? The sooner we know what it is, the sooner we can get to work. Well, it was dog feces, but it wasn't like that. It was not like that, okay? It wasn't like that. It was an accident. She was sleeping, the dog pooped in her mouth. Oh, yeah, she was sleeping and the dog pooped in her mouth. You know, the doctors were a little bit like, yeah, sure, okay. That's actually what happened. I just don't know why you would want to share this with the media. Like, if this happened, it clearly was an accident. Why would you want to go to the news and talk about this? If this ever happened to me, y'all are not getting the story time. Like, don't prepare for that. This one's staying with me, and staying with me until I die. The last thing I would ever want to do is go to some like news organization and start reliving the time that Caleb diarrheaed in my mouth and made me so sick that I had to go to the hospital. Especially because here in the States, that's going to be like a $10,000 hospital visit. You spent $10,000 because your dog pooped in your mouth? No, thank you. I'm never admitting to that if that were to happen. This lady, though, is a little too proud. Yeah, this dog pooped in my mouth. Next thing you know, I was in the hospital. Like, why are you so stoked to be sharing this story? Amanda from Bristol said, I was having my afternoon nap with Belle like I always do when I suddenly felt something squirt in my mouth, like a surprise super soaker. I rushed to the bathroom and my son was in the shower, so before I washed it out, I had time to take a quick snap. It was disgusting and I was hurling violently for hours after and I just couldn't get the taste out of my mouth. Amanda's daughter took Belle to the vet where the pooch was diagnosed with a nasty stomach bug and put on antibiotics, but later that day, Amanda started displaying the same symptoms as Belle, so she rung 111 who sent an ambulance to the house. Alright, I'm not going to put the picture in the video because I think it would get it demonetized and it's gross, but when she says her son was in the shower when she went to rinse it off, so she took a quick snap, she took a selfie with the dog poop on her face. There is a selfie of this woman with diarrhea on her face on the news website. Why would you give that to them? Like, this is a nuts experience. You know, this isn't something that happens every day. Even if you wanted to go to the news and tell them about it. I don't know why you want the news to know about this, but why would you include a picture too? Why would you take a picture? You looked in the mirror, saw dog poop on your face and went, wow, I better get a picture of this or no one's ever gonna believe it. I think people still would have believed it, because why would you ever make up getting dog poop on your face? I'd be more concerned if somebody was rolling around trying to convince me that their dog pooped on their face when it never happened, because why would you make that up? It's never cool to make stuff up, but it would be really, really off-putting if somebody started being like, yeah, dog pooped all over my face, and then someone pulled me aside. Ooh, no, that's actually not what happened. They just love making up that rumor. Wait, they love pretending that a dog pooped on their face? Yeah, good thing that, you told me that they were faking it, you know? Next time they tell me that a dog pooped on their face, I'm gonna ask for photographic evidence. If you're talking to this lady, she will pull out the selfie, though. Facebook profile picture's probably the dog poop selfie at this point. Paramedics prescribed her painkillers for her stomach cramps and instructed her to drink lots of water to flush out any potential infection. After their visit, her symptoms became progressively worse, and 48 hours later, Amanda's cramps had spread all over her body. Amanda's mom then rang 999, who dispatched another ambulance, and this time she was transported to Bristol Royal Infirmary and immediately hooked up to a drip. There, doctors diagnosed Amanda with a gastrointestinal infection that had been passed through Belle's feces into her mouth days earlier. She was kept under observation for 3 days while they rehydrated her with the electrolytes and glucose that she'd lost throughout the horrific ordeal. Amanda, who also suffers from Crohn's disease, said, "From that moment I got ill to when I was put on the drip, I could not eat a thing." Dude, this is like insanely sick. I'm very glad she's okay. I didn't realize it got even worse. I thought that was going to be the end of it. You know, you get put on some antibiotics. This dog poop came back with a vengeance. No, I'm going to give you a gastrointestinal infection so severe you're not going to be able to eat for days. You're going to have to go to the Royal Infirmary and be put up and taken care of and watched by doctors 24/7. Because I, Belle the Chihuahua, am going to drop a dookie in your face. I am really glad she's okay, though. I'm still not understanding why you would want to tell the news this, though. Like, am I wrong for that? Let me know in the comments. Would you guys agree that it's kind of weird to go tell the news about this? I'm glad she's okay, but what was the point? Is it to, like, spread awareness? Okay, guys, remember, if you're laying with your dog, be sure to keep your mouth closed because it could poop in your mouth and make you sick. We're just trying to spread awareness for that. I just don't understand why you would want to turn this into a news story. Maybe she got paid for it. That's the only other thing that makes any sense, is there was some financial compensation. Because otherwise, this is really just exposing yourself for no reason. Like, this is really just going above and beyond to make sure everybody knows that a dog pooped in your face and made you really sick.